All right, hello everybody, welcome back. I am Paula and I am glad to have you here today. In this video, we are going to be closing out our paycheck budget from our October 20th paycheck, as today is payday again. So going ahead and closing out what we had for last time. So I'm gonna zoom us in here to get started and see if I can remember to zoom us back out. For our income, our actual income, mine was $1,164.94. And my husband's was, as I projected, 8 cents. I brought in $260 in plasma. So that was 1 week at 120, and then 1 week the pay was 130, but there's now a rewards program, and so I got $10 worth of rewards. So I cashed out 140 the second week. I made $34.11 on a Mercari sale. And this is something I just recently started tracking in hopes of balancing this better. So like when I put cash in to cover spending that I've done, if I put $10 in, but I only owe my card $9.50, there's that difference in there that makes this amount different than like my transaction log. So anyway, I started tracking that those round up numbers for the purpose of having a balanced budget. So that amount of rounding up from cash coming in during this paycheck was $2.04. And so that puts our total income at $2,925.07. Okay, so now we're going down into our fixed expenses. I did make a $200 donation. Excuse me, our HELOC payment was $483.52. Our cell phone bill was a little under $200, but somehow I didn't catch what it was. So I spent $200. I think it was like $196 in some amount of change. So $3 went into cash envelopes. I just won't count the $3 there and say that we spent the whole $200 there. I did set aside $131 for life insurance. Netflix was $10.69. Amazon Prime was $7.48. The second half of the internet bill was $24.67. I did put $50 aside for vehicle registration. The before school program ended up being $39, and I put $1 aside for Google. So let's hop in here and add that up. Which leaves our fixed expenses at $1,147.36. And the difference between that and what we brought in is $1,777.71 that we have left to budget. So now if we move down to our groceries, we did take out $280 in cash for groceries, $100 for eating out, $40 for beauty, $50 for drinks, $20 for household, $140 for our allowance, which is half of that, $70 to me, $70 to my husband as free spending, $12 to church, $20 for family fun, nothing for car washes, and the Amazon subscriptions, which is, someone asked about this. I put like the majority of our household stuff on Amazon subscription. Like it's Kleenexes, toilet paper, paper towels, dishwasher pods, toothpaste, deodorant, the like little Swiffer wet thingies that I use to mop our floor, garbage bags, and then they all come in different increments. So it's like different all the time, obviously, furnace filters, depending on how often they come. Anyway, so that's a whole variety of things. And these, I take these amounts out, and then, so I've referenced rollover. If I don't usually do anything with groceries. That usually stays in the grocery envelope. But if we don't use all our eating out money or beauty money or whatever else, it goes into savings challenges or sinking funds. So I'm saving it somewhere, you know, I'm accounting for it here because I took it out as a variable expense, and if it's left over, it goes into those savings. So the total variable expenses was $7.55 and 44 cents. Well, that's sort of a lie. Okay, so we also had a massage this pay period, and that was $80. My husband will get massages occasionally and needs to get them more often, but he's stubborn. There is a massage, a lady that opened her own, you know, whatever, has her own massage therapy business in our town, and she has 2 other massage therapists who work for her, and they're booked out like way far because they're super busy. So we don't ever get on their books, but they will post on their Facebook page every once in a while with like last minute cancellations or openings. And so anytime that happens, I try to get my husband in because he, first of all, I don't think he's interested in seeing my friend. I think it's just one of those things like he'd rather see a stranger than like somebody he knows for a massage. And so if he can work it into his schedule and get off work that day, he will take one of those open appointments. And so one of those happened to come up, and I've been trying to get him in the last few times they've had openings, and it just hasn't worked for him to be able to take that time off work. So it did this time, and I covered it with plasma. So what I was going to do with the plasma was just $80 less than what I actually was able to do with it, because it was important to me that he do that when he had the opportunity to. So our variable expense total was actually $835.44, which, if we take the difference of that, leaves $942.27 left to budget. Okay. So so that brings us up to sinking funds. I did put $25 into my online Christmas sinking fund, nothing for LP. I put $80 in the 100 envelope challenge for our travel sinking fund. I put $20 into the kids online sinking fund. I think I put $100 towards gas. I'm sure I did. I don't usually, those aren't the areas that I usually change. That is, I did put $25 away for vehicle repairs into an online account. I have cash envelopes for some of these things, but sometimes it's nice to just take 20 bucks and put it in the account and have it there and not think about it, kind of out of sight, out of mind. I did put $300 in the savings account to go towards our project funds. And then, so the miscellaneous challenges, that's just kind of like the cash envelopes for all the savings challenges and cash sinking funds that I have on hand. And that amount, what I ended up putting in there, like taking from the budget and putting in there, was $188. And so that's, like I said, it's, did I make a note? So it was $100 from the budget. It was $40 from a week of plasma after I had put 80 towards my husband's massage. I put the other 40 from that into savings challenges. It's the $34 from reselling that went in there. And at the end of the pay period, I had $14 of rollover left. Like at the end of everything, there was $14 here, and I'm taking that into savings challenges as well. So that is where that number comes from. So the total sinking funds then is $738. And if I subtract that from what we started sinking funds with, we are left with $204.27. I did put $53 into our 52-week challenge, which is goes right into our emergency fund online. And then, so we did have a few miscellaneous expenses. I'm gonna pull it up here so I can tell you accurately what they are. So $8.55 was it's like, what did I even call it? Winter hose. It is an adapter to my husband's air compressor air hose that allows him to blow out like water hoses to fit in there, to blow out the water hoses so that the hose doesn't freeze, because the hose froze last weekend and we had a hard time getting water for our calves. So anyway, that was $8.55 on Amazon. And then I took a whole week of plasma, which was $140. So my miscellaneous total was $148.55. I took $140, so that's one whole week of plasma, and put that towards, probably should really be a sinking fund, but we are spending one night at an indoor water park thing as a reward for my kiddos who are finally all body drained. So like today's Friday, I will have more money at the end of this week that will cover the rest of that, but that's essentially that $140 is going towards that trip, and then $855 was that thing of my husband. So $148.55 plus $53. I actually also, so buffer, I was $2 and 58 cents over budget in the previous budget. So then when I put it in here, I just put that $258 back to the buffer, like, and start. I don't want to start at a negative. Anyway, I don't want to eat into my buffer too much. So that's 204.13. Which leaves 14 cents, which is right, because there's 14 cents and I just rolled that. I actually rolled that into the buffer as well. So I don't know why I didn't just put that up there, because it goes up there. Anyway, that 14 cents is in the buffer, guys, in case it matters. Okay, so income was actually $2,925.07. Fixed expenses were $1,147.36. Variable expenses were $835.44. And sinking funds were $738. And my other came to $204.27. So that brings me to my zero-based budget. That is us closing out this budget. I do want to sit down. I'm hoping to sit down this weekend and go through, and I'm actually going to close this out and look at like how much money went to each category, like using like the highlighter method and that kind of thing. But I don't know how soon that will get done. Tonight is the benefit for my cousin, who is to raise money, who is battling brain cancer. And so pretty much as soon as everybody gets home today and cleaned up and changed, we have to go back to the event center for that. So I'm just not sure when that'll get up, but I do want to do that. I haven't been doing it, and I want to just give it a try again and see how I like it now that I've got my categories and my stuff sort of a little bit better figured out. And then from there, I can kind of determine if that's something that's valuable to me ongoing. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy any kind of planning and budgeting content, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here in our little chaotic little life. So thanks so much, and until next time, bye.